Thank you and welcome. Thank you for showing up here at this evening's class in Queer Nidra, or Yoga Nidra for queer and trans bodies everywhere. My name is Olga Chwa. I've been practicing Yoga Nidra for over 20 years and teaching just about as many. And it's just recently, thanks to the invitation from a friend, to put this passion of mine, this practice, into the perspective of the identity I hold as an activist, as a private individual of a queer body. And so when they came together, I understood that there's something uniquely important for my community and for the practice mutually to understand. And so I welcome you. I thank you for showing up and for getting comfortable. This is a body practice, a body work practice, and a practice that transcends body into awareness. And so beginning with the body and getting comfortable, letting the body find its most comfortable expression here on this earth, here with the force of gravity inevitably around us always, feeling earth beneath you and allowing the body to settle to the earth that it will always be here to hold this body, always welcoming this body, receiving this body with that mysterious force of gravity. Let this be the first point of awareness and support, that the earth is there beneath you. The earth is here to hold this human body that arrived upon this earth. From the moment you arrived to the moment that your spirit will choose to depart, you are upon this earth, and you can feel that when you close the eyes, especially, and drop the awareness into the body. Notice what is beneath you, what is holding you up and under you. Feel that support. What can you trust? What can you trust today? Can you trust that the feet or the heels are touching the floor? Parts of the legs may be supported up and under, parts of the arms and hands. Taking a moment to find where the support physically can be felt in the physical body right here in this moment. Taking that awareness through the body and noticing how the body in and of itself is structured for supporting its physical shape. You might feel the bones, noticing the bigger bones like the thigh bones or the upper arms, the humerus. You might feel the ribs or the shape of the pelvis that's up and under the body. Take a moment to let the awareness move through the musculature, the softer tissue, and just taking a moment to visit the body, to let the awareness go to maybe some places that the awareness doesn't travel to often. You'll be guided through a rotation of awareness in the heart of the practice. So let this be an initial scan and welcoming as the awareness moves through the body. Letting this awareness come around to the sounds, listening to the body, listening to maybe the heartbeat, pulse. Listen for the sound of the breath. And listen as the breath arrives and departs. Following this breath as it enters in the nose, perhaps the mouth, arrives into the body, does an exchange, does some sort of movement within the lungs, within the chest, around the back and the armpits. Notice where you can feel the breath in the physical body. Where is that happening right now? The changing shape of the body with each breath, with the inhale and the exhale. And to know that this breath is infinitely available. This resource, this precious gas, the oxygen, the noble gases are around us in this endless support, this endless nourishment. And so receive the inhale. Let the next inhale be like a gift that the body receives from the atmosphere. And the exhale is your gift. The exhale is this body's offering to the atmosphere, to the air, those molecules of breath mixing inhale with exhale, arrival with departure, the in and the out. Follow this breath, watch this breath. Be there with the inhale and the exhale. Take this moment to bring the awareness somewhere into the body, perhaps into the chest, into the heart, perhaps deeper, somewhere around the solar plexus, the belly, the hips, the pelvis, feeling into somewhere in the body that it feels like a good place to anchor, to plant a seed of support, of internal support, of resource, of internal connection to that resource that is alive within you. Remembering whatever it is in your life, whether it's nature or a special animal or maybe a character in a book, a spiritual wisdom or practice, whatever that internal wisdom, that resource within, somewhere in the body, hanging out in that inner landscape, and planting the seed of what would support feel like? What would support look like in my life? I'm trying that on as a feeling. What might support feel like in this body? How would this body feel supported and even more supported? Just letting that be a question. There might be an answer, there might be an insight, an intuitive flash, and there may not be. There may be just that mystery, that not knowing, and that's welcome here. Again, no way to do this wrong, no right answers to rhetorical questions, to questions to hold for the consciousness to wind and unwind with. What would it feel like to unwind into support? With that plant, with that seed planted in the depth, in the darkness of the inner landscape, let the awareness move around like a thick liquid, maybe like honey moving around the awareness in the abdominal area, being aware of the navel and the belly, the guts, anything around the base of the ribs there, around the waist, right and left, and down into the pelvic bowl. Be aware of the hips, right and left, and let this awareness move down, melt down into the thighs, the front of the thighs on the right and the left, and the two kneecaps. The awareness keeps moving down in this rotation of awareness. The body is resting and the mind notices the lower legs, the ankles, the tops of the feet, right and left. Right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and fifth. And the left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and fifth. Sole of the left foot and sole of the right foot. The right heel and the left heel. The left calf and the right calf. Back of the right knee and back of the left knee. And back of the left thigh and the back of the right thigh. Right buttock, left buttock. Tailbone, sacrum, low back. Move the awareness up the lumbar spine, the bones of the low back, into the base of the ribs, and let the awareness weave through the ribs on the back to the shoulder blades, right and left, and the space between the shoulder blades. Up above the shoulder blades, the upper shoulders, and out to the armpits, right and left. Move this awareness to the front of the chest, to the ribs on the right and the left, and to the breastbone at the center. Wrapping this awareness into the lungs and into the heart, greeting and welcoming this vital part of this human form, this body here with a heart and a breath. And the shoulders, right and left, the upper arms and elbows into the forearms. The awareness touches the right wrist and the left wrist, right hand and left hand. Right hand thumb and left hand thumb, index fingers, right and left. Right middle finger, left middle finger, left ring finger, right ring finger, right little finger, left little finger, and the palm of the left hand and the palm of the right hand. Be aware of the palms of these hands and how the hands are connected to the heart. And the heart is connected to the throat, to the voice, the vocal cords, the neck, the chin and the lips, the cheeks right and left, right ear and left ear, the nose, right eye, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, the point between the eyebrows, forehead, hairline, and the crown of the head down to the back of the head, and together the head and face, neck and shoulders, together the right and left arms, chest and upper back, low back, abdomen, pelvis, right leg and left leg, together the whole body, the whole body, the whole body. Be aware of the whole body here, the whole body resting, the whole body supported upon the earth, the whole body supported with each inhale. Each inhale, which arrives like an old friend, each inhale arriving with the gift of oxygen, noble gases, and a reconnection to the inner resource. Notice how the body expands on inhale. Notice how the breath is received, absorbed, welcomed. Each inhale bringing chemical gases to nourish the body, the oxygen on which the cells depend. Each inhale, life itself. And this body is breathing. And there's nothing that needs to be done, nothing that needs to be controlled or organized. And just allowing the body to breathe. Watching the breath come and go. And be there with the breath, the support of the breath, the connection to the inner resource. And this seed of what would support feel like, inviting the body to show you what might support feel like in this body. And what are some next steps to consider, to source more support? What else does the body need? The earth, the nourishment of the breath, shelter and nourishment of the body. And what else? How might that look? What would that feel like? And is there a step to take? Is there an action that might generate that support? It's holding that question, holding that curiosity. What would it feel like to make a request? What would it feel like to be vulnerable and to come out as needing support? I'm just trying that on in the inner landscape, the ways to build support. What might that look like? What might that feel like? And inviting this body, inviting this awareness to take that in whatever way looking throughout the body into the depth around the pelvis and the pelvic bowl, finding the movement of the breath deep in the belly and the low back. Finding the knowing, the body's knowing in the hips, right and left, in the low back. Following each breath, each inhale and exhale, the movement of the breath, feeling that through the chest on the right and the left, in the back. In the throat, support for the voice and the courage to speak out and make an ask, to source that need and support. Support for the mind to discern, to know who to ask and how to ask and when to ask. And letting that go, and letting that go, listening to the sounds, listening in all directions, listening to any internal sounds, any insights or wisdoms, listening to the heartbeat, to the pulse. Listening far and wide, listening outside of the body to the room, to these instructions, listening outside, perhaps out the doors and windows. Sounds that start and stop. Ongoing sounds, the buzzing sounds of electronics or heating or life. Listening in all directions to these sounds as the awareness comes around to the sound of the breath, and feel the breath. Feel the air move in the nose and nostrils. Feel the movement through the throat. And feel as the body changes with each breath, as the inhale changes the shape of the lungs and abdomen, and each exhale changes the shape again. And this ongoing dance, this ongoing transformation, transmutation of air into vitality, vitality into exhale. And exhale, switching again into inhale, and the whole body. Feel the whole body, front and back, the right side and the left side, upper and lower halves of the body and the outside, the surface and the inside. The whole body. Welcome. Here. Thank you, body. Notice again the support of the earth beneath of the surface. Whatever furniture or floor is holding this body can be trusted. Feeling that support beneath the body. And feeling the structural support, the bones, again, feeling the way the skeleton of the human form is organized to hold itself, to support itself, how the walls of the cells and the skin form a protective layer for the structure to be on the scaffolding of bones, here at rest upon the earth. Connected to something so much greater, connected to community and knowing. And you might stay right where you are. This might be where you've found yourself and want to dwell there, and you might wish to emerge into a less sleepy state of mind, a less drowsy place. If that's so, let the breath deepen and invite small movements. You might wiggle the toes and the feet, the fingers and the hands, moving the tongue in the mouth and making movements with the eyebrows and the nose and cheeks and mouth. As the body awakens, let the movements grow larger, maybe stretches, maybe folding the body, maybe hugging the body, maybe opening and lengthening, maybe turning and twisting or rolling to the side. If it's safe to do so, be cautious of objects and items around you. And though we've been traveling, hopefully nothing has physically shifted. As you shift out of this state of awareness into a more awake and alert state, you might remember what's next. something to prepare and shift into, and you might be able to stay in this state of inward reflection and breath and knowing where the sources of support can be found when other ones might seem to be weak or missing. So if you are awake and alert, I thank you. And if you are drifting in your bliss, I am glad for you. The practice is complete, and I'm turning video off and welcome anyone to stay and chat for community. Thank you for watching. Please like the video and leave a comment about your experience. And while you're here, please subscribe to my channel and opt in for notifications to catch the next class I upload. And then head over to olgachwa.com to join in a live event or to work one-on-one with me. I'm here to help.